Hello everyone, this is Higher First. Today I would like to talk about conflict. Oftentimes when students get stuck as they try to figure out a topic to write about for their personal statement, I ask them, when's the last time you got into a fight? Either intellectually, verbally, or even physically. They're shocked when I ask that. I can't write about that. Why not? It often shows more about you than talking about the last time you laughed, right? It doesn't really matter about the conflict itself, I tell them. What matters is how that conflict shaped you in some way, because conflict can affect our identity more than anything else in our life. Look back on your memories. Go through your memory bank. Do you remember times when you were laughing more or times when you were crying more? I certainly remember the tears. For that reason, conflict can be a very effective vehicle through which to express your identity. Let me show you a little bit more about how. So let's talk a bit about the power of conflict. Conflict can shape us more than any other factor in our lives. Why is that? Well, it can cause us to grow, and it can allow us to see an image of ourselves reflected back from someone else in a very intense way that allows us to grow. You can talk about internal or external conflicts. Internal conflicts such as those with concepts and fears, or external conflicts with family and friends. But do not dwell on the conflict itself. Again, this is not a descriptive essay. Show how that conflict shaped you in some way. How did it affect your identity? Did it change you emotionally, intellectually, physically? Did it change your outlook on life, or did it shape your relationships in some way? And make sure to show humility and vulnerability. It doesn't matter who win or lost. You only win if you grow. So let me give you two examples. One is going to be a conflict with a concept, and the other one is going to be a conflict with a particular person. All right, here's the first one. You brutally compare me to others who have given in to you. You show me pictures of other women, better dressed, brighter teeth, whiter skin, clutching your hand as they parade down the red carpet of your false dream. Look what you're missing out on, you hiss at me from your luxurious cage. I stuff up my ear holes against your song of seduction and see you for who you are, a merchant of distorted fantasies. Wow, wow, wow. Hello. What a wonderful vehicle through which to convey this individual's personality, their worldview, their psychology, their outlook. Again, the conflict itself is incidental. I'm not going to tell you what that conflict is about yet. I'm going to save it as a surprise for a later video. The conflict, though, doesn't matter. What it matters is how it demonstrates who you are, how you got that way, and who you desire to be. For example, the conflict we just saw shows the young person to be independent, self-reliant. They're not materialistic. They have a very diverse value system. They're clear-sighted. They can discern what's true and false. And she trusts herself. Let me give you another example, this time with a family member. But I've matured fast, I have to admit that. I've become the man of the house. Let's face it, Dad, where have you been? Dad, you made him go. Does all that blustering emasculate you? It's always been a one-way conversation, and you drove him away. And the water, are those your tears or mine? Do you realize you've lost us? I want him back, Father. Wow, again, such a powerful way to convey aspects of the writer's thinking and being. It shows that she is independent and self-reliant, that she's strong and responsible for her life, that she's caring. She's not intimidated by what parental figure is doing. She's very sorrowful. How this conflict shapes you is far more important than the actual conflict. I want you to keep that in mind. This is not a descriptive essay. And this is not an opportunity for you just to air your grievances, right? There has to be some resolution that shows your growth, that shows your humility, that shows your vulnerability. This isn't about you being right. This is about you growing. Keep that in mind when you use conflict in your essay, but when you use it, know that it can be one of the most important vehicles through which to show your identity to the admissions officer. As you've seen from the two examples, one with an intellectual conflict, which I'm not going to quite tell you what the conflict's about, but you make me feel small, you do this, or the other conflict with an actual family member, both show the writer's personality, their outlook on life, their perspective, and by doing so, they are very effective vehicles for a personal statement for your common application. Consider using conflict, but again, don't try to make yourself look good. Don't try to show that you won anything other than you won yourself. You won growth. You were able to achieve something very significant internally from this experience. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Chaim Durst.